location for BNI is right here. We work out of our home, so right in Roanoke Park.
And your previous jobs?
Since I was 16, I have done any kind of sales you can possibly imagine. Even managed a health club. Before, I was with 24 Hour Fitness for 6 years and opened even clubs for them.
And what your family information?
I'm married, no kids, although Mike has 2 boys, and thankfully they don't call me mom. I'm okay with that. I have an older sister, and she has 2 kids, and I get to spoil them rotten all the time, so I love that.
And your hobbies?
Hobbies are wine tasting and entertaining. I actually love to garden as well, so I'm really into gardening. And did I mention wine tasting? that would be the #1 probably hobby.
And your activities of interest?
We do some scuba diving. So love to scuba dive. I think it's just fascinating to be under all those gallons and gallons of water and all by yourself sometimes.
And what is your one burning desire?
One burning desire would be to write 3 more books as fast as I possibly can so I could be done with it.
What is it that no one knows about you?
There might be 1 or 2 people that know this, but what most people don't know about me is that I actually moved to California when I was 18, but I bought my plane ticket when I was still a junior in high school. So I literally bought it the year, as I could. And I came out here, I knew nobody. My dad came out with me for 1 week. We got me a car, got me enrolled in school, got me a job, and he left. And I've been out here ever since on my own.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And what is your key to success?
Key to success, this is absolutely what I live by. I live by finding someone who has what I want and do what they've done to get that same type of thing. So find someone who has what you want and do what they've done.
Okay, thank you.
Cool, thank you very much. All right, so I'm excited to be here. I believe this is the first time that I've ever been here. So I actually know several of you fairly well in this group, so it's an honor to be here today. I'm gonna dive right into it. I passed around a notepad. If you don't normally take notes, I would really super appreciate it if you would take notes today. So you can just take a couple pieces off and pass it down. This is a jam-packed session that will be some things that you've heard before, but with new ideas. So I want to try to stimulate the group to see what else can you be doing. And so I'm also going to offer a contest to you today if you would like to play. And you should wait to hear what it is first before we answer. But the winners will get a dinner at my home. So hence that whole entertaining thing, right? So what we're going to talk today about is power. Power. And we're going to talk about the power of referrals. So for me, power actually stands for separate words. And the first one that we're going to start with is passion. So I absolutely believe that when you are passionate about your business, you're more referable. When people truly see the passion in you and they understand why you do what you do, then you're able to convey a deeper message of why they should refer you versus the financial advisor down the street. Okay, so your passion. What I'd like you to do is see if this has ever happened to you before. Do me a favor and on the count of 3, ask me, so what do you do? 1, 2, 3.
So what do you do?
Well, I'm a graphic designer, and it's okay. We've got a business that, it does all right, and I guess if I had to work, graphic design's not a bad thing to be doing.
Sold.
I sound boring, and what else?
You don't like what you're doing.
I don't like what I'm doing. It's depressing. Does it make me at all referable? No. And yet, how many times you've asked somebody what they do and they've said something to that fact? And you just walk away going, oh, that's so nice to meet you. Thank you very much. And we pretty much kind of really try to avoid or almost run away from that person. So my question is how are you conveying your passion when somebody asks you what you do? my suggestion or my tip is gonna be, don't answer the what question. Share with them why you do it. Yeah. And those of you that have taken the Certified Networker programs, John and Steve, obviously Mickey knows, Gia, those of you, and Danielle, wow, there's a lot of you in here, that's awesome. Those of you that have taken that know that we call it our emotionally charged connection. When people buy what you do, and they really buy into it, and they really believe it, they become a much more loyal client and even a loyal follower. So my question is how do you explain your why in 30 seconds or less when somebody really asks you your what? So to come up with that and then try it out on some of the folks in the room and ask them to give you a little bit of feedback. Because if you can convey your passion right up front, it's gonna help you be more compelling and want to have other people refer you on a regular basis. So that's passion. Can I just get a show of hands real quick? How many of you would say that you lead with your passion when people ask you what you do? Okay. I'm going to be trying this out later. All right, the O stands for opportunity. And the opportunity is really what opportunities are you creating? Notice that word, creating, in order to generate referrals for others. So what opportunities are you creating to generate referrals for others? One of the things we talk about in BNI a lot is conversation starters. So how many of you would say that you know 4 or 5 different conversation starters for JL? Okay, so JL, that's not the whole room.
Okay.
So you got a few people that have probably been to your facility, know what you do. And the big thing with opportunities is we're in so many opportunities on a regular basis, we just don't realize it. So what we want to do is take a look at the different professions in the room, especially your contact sphere or power team members, and make sure that we know 4 or 5 conversation starters for them. So if we know that about them, have you ever been in a situation where the conversation gets a little low and it kind of needs to be reignited when you're at a networking function or something else? You have a conversation starter to start on their behalf. Now, the #1 opportunity that I believe most people do not take advantage of in BNI is this little guy right here. And for the video, this is the BNI card file holder. And what I call this is the card file thingy or the card file approach. Who in the room has seen me do an example of this? Wow, really? How many of you have been to leadership trainings? Okay, all right. This may have just been one thing that has gone, that we just forget about. The card file approach was designed when I was working with a gal who was the lowest referral giver in her chapter. And she was very, very frustrated. She did not want to be there. And she said, Dawn, what is the #1 thing I can do to give more referrals? And I said, well, you've got to create more opportunities. Well, how do I do that? Do you have a card file? Yes, I do. Do you ever do any paperwork in your business? Who in the room has a little bit of paperwork or something people have to fill out? Yes, obviously in insurance, right? So what I would suggest is that when a client is sitting in front of you, here's your phrase. As an added service, you might want to write this one down, as an added service to all my clients, I belong to a referral organization. As an added service to all my clients, I belong to a referral organization. As a matter of fact, these are all local business owners that I believe in, know, and trust, and I've got to go grab that paperwork. So while I do that, why don't you go ahead and look through here, and I'll be right back. You have to physically walk away, and guess what the client does? They got nothing else to do. They're going to open up the book, and if I'm talking to somebody about building their referral business, and I have no idea if their kid wants to do Taekwondo, how do I know that? But they see the business card in here and say, wow, you know somebody who's the owner of a Taekwondo place? Well, yeah, I do. And as a matter of fact, right, and I can go through that. So this gal, Jessica, went from being the lowest referral giver. The following week, she gave 11 referrals. 11 in 1 week. So my question is how many people are you face to face with in a week's time? What if you just said, hey, while I go get your dog, don't know if you know this, but as an added service to all of my clients, I belong to a referral organization. You might need something else in your life that I don't know about, and these are all local business owners that I know, like, and trust. Take a look in here, see if your family needs anything, I'll be right back. And as long as you walk away, they're gonna look through it. And they're gonna say, oh, the wife was thinking about, getting a new website. Or we were talking about, getting some flowers for our mom, whatever it is. So if you're up for it, you guys wanna run a contest?
Sure.
It's all done 100% on the honor factor. But if you calculate how many times you show the card file, I'm not actually concerned about how many referrals you generate. I'm only concerned about how many times you show this. Because what you are doing is you are creating an opportunity for all of the people in your chapter. So if you will track between now and Thanksgiving. Actually, you know what? Let's make it the 21st. Because if any of you are coming to the BNI on Steroids event that Mike is doing, we can announce the winner there. So the 20th. So whoever is going to take the lead on this, event coordinators, hi. Maybe you can have people, just let you know by the 20th how many times they've shown the book, and we'll take the top 3 winners. I'm doing this with one other chapter, and we'll do a gourmet dinner at my house for the top 3 people who show the book the most. Fair enough? Mm-hmm. Do you think your referrals will go up?
Sure.
Absolutely. Question?
Well, it also lets your clients know that that's what you're doing, so the next time they may say, so do you know someone, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, absolutely. You create a culture with your clients that you're the go-to person. And when you can do that, they start to call you for more and more things. So it's a great place to be in. So that's the contest. Yin?
Yep.
Yeah? All right. I've also tracked this with chapters, and their referrals have gone up. One chapter's referral went up about 30 in 1 month. So they got 30 more referrals than what their average was the month that they did this. Okay? So that's opportunity. The next W is want. What are the wants of the other people in this room? Do you know at least 5 goals from especially your contacts for your members and more people that you're compelled to want to help? So you want to know some personal goals and you want to know some business goals. So that's kind of step 1. So goals, what are their wants? What do they want to achieve? That's the first step of the wants kind of category. And the second step is to get a little bit more detailed and ask them this question. If I were a great referral source for you, how many referrals would you want from me in a year's time? I think it's really important that we understand the role that we play in someone else's referral marketing plan. And if there's somebody that's expecting, well, Dawn, I expect you to give me 52 referrals. And I go, ooh, wow, okay, man, I don't know if I can do that. Then they're understanding that I may not be comfortable in that role. If they say, well, I expect that, and it might be different with a florist versus a financial advisor, right? So you might say, well, I need 30 referrals in a month, but Dawn, if you could bring me just 4, 1 a week, that'd be fabulous. And I know my role. So I need to understand what you want from me as a referral source. But if we don't share what our wants are, we don't know. And I've actually had people leave BNI because they say, well, I expected all these people to be able to give me more business, and they didn't. And my first question is always, well, did you talk to them about what your expectation was? And whether or not they were going to live up to that or not. So let's have an open, honest conversation about what we really want from each other. The E is all about encouragement. Okay? So encouragement. How are you encouraging people to continue doing great things on your behalf? What are some ideas that we know that work? Yes, Gia.
Thank you notes.
Thank you notes, absolutely. So when someone gives you a referral, do you send them a thank you note?
Usually.
The result is an over-resounding yes, of course we do, Dawn, right? Okay, so yes you do. So do you send them the thank you note after the business is closed?
Immediately.
For the referral.
Perfect. Okay, so if you send it once they've been referred, you're thanking them for that. Then you could also do something else or something different once the business closes. So you might send a small gift. And what if the business does not close? You had the appointment went well, but the business just did not close. How do you encourage them then?
Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah, thank you for thinking of me. So you still send them some kind of thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? So you thank them when you get the referral. I would thank them right after the appointment for the, introduction, and then thank them whether it closes business or not. It doesn't always have to be a thank you card. You can do some fun things. I know some people in the room probably like to go to concerts or things like that. It might be some kind of gift card. Whatever that person is really passionate about, and what they care about is always a little bit of a good gift. Who in the room would say that you could do a little bit better job on encouraging people on a regular basis? I tell you what, we have a little saying, it's called become fun to refer to. And I know there's certain people that when I refer to them, I get all sorts of little tiny things. And I love that, it just makes me feel good. We do work for people on a regular basis. They don't know how much work we're putting out to get them that one referral. So that's a key. And then the last one, can anyone guess what the R stands for?
Refer.
Nope. It's one of my
Raging?
favorite words.
Reward.
Reliability.
Nope.
Respect.
Nope.
I'd say
Result.
lion. Doesn't start.
Oh, lion. Results.
Butt chop.
Oop.
Good catch.
Nice. All right, so results. Are you tracking your results? Do you know who the #1 referral source is right now for your business?
Yes.
How many of you would be a guess? Okay, so know your results. Who's giving you business? How much are they giving you? Which are the folks that are giving you maybe the lower ticket items? And who are the folks that are giving you the higher ticket items? And where would you want to spend more of your time with? The higher ticket items. You can still spend time with the other folks to get them towards that. But if we're not tracking those results, then we don't really know. And here's another thing with results. I'm going to give you kind of some secret language here in a second. Most people have no idea that we're trying to get results for them, because when we do referral business, they're not there, right? I'm talking to the prospect, and I might be, edifying Steve for what he does, but Steve never saw me do that, okay? So there's some language you can do on who in your texts. Text messages? Okay. JPY2 blank at blank. What this stands for is just promoted you to Mike at XYZ company, or Mike, my neighbor, okay? If I were to send that to Steve, did I get him a referral?
No.
No, but he knows that I'm working on his behalf. And when people understand how much you're working on their behalf, they're like, whoa, Dawn just promoted me, that's really cool. And then I do it again in that same week. Just promoted you to so-and-so. Man, Dawn's really out there talking about me. And that keeps growing and growing. So they're seeing my result of being out there promoting them, and it's a way for me to kind of let them know the results I'm trying to give them. So if we look at the power of referrals, write down this, to a you and a them, and draw a line. if we take a look at passion, who's the passion really about?
You.
Yeah, it's about you. Okay, so the passion's really about you. What about the opportunities? Who are we looking for opportunities for?
Them.
Them. Who do we have to know the wants of?
Them.
Them. Who are we encouraging?
Ourselves sometimes.
Yes, we do have to encourage ourselves sometimes. In this format, and what I talked about here with the encouragement of the thank you letters and stuff, is it for them?
Yep.
Yeah, and who are we tracking the results?
Us. You.
I would say both. Yeah, we're doing results for both of us. What are we gaining from this relationship and what are they gaining from the relationship? So the power of referrals is mostly about the other person. It really is about the giver's gain kind of attitude. So if we recap, lead with your emotionally charged connection. When somebody asks you what you do, don't answer the what question. Go to why I do it. Okay? Opportunities, conversation starters, and the card file thingy. And my test here is, do you have 4 or 5 conversation starters for all those people in your contact sphere? If they don't roll right off the tip of your tongue, then you know that you're not all that confident about it and you'll want to be able to work on that. Understanding their wants, you could do that before a BNI meeting. You could do, hey, next week, can we get together? I'd love to know 5 things that you want to accomplish in this next year. I want to see how I can fit in to helping you get those wants. Encouragement, figure out some kind of system so you don't let things fall through the cracks, and make sure that you are fun to refer to, and then come up with some sort of tracking system as well. If you were to do all of that, would both of your businesses and your relationships have more power? Absolutely. So I think I have 1 minute for a question. Yes, Bill.
So Don, what do you do? So my real question is how do you get to the why smoothly?
Yep. So if you ask me what I do,
Yeah.
I would say, you know what, Bill? I have a true belief that most business owners got started in their business because they love what they do, but they don't enjoy running the business. And so what I get to do every single day is I instill belief in entrepreneurs that they can create the business that they want so they gain the lifestyle they deserve for them and their family.
Still have no idea what she does. But I'm intrigued.
And normally what people will say is, and how do you do that?
Right.
Then I can say, and I do that by helping them create powerful referral relationships because I train their referral network to bring them more referral business. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah. My big word is believe. So, excellent. Thank you all. Thanks for having me here. Great job.